Hey everybody, it's Sarah. It's Monday, so that must mean it's time for another Monday Mortgage Minute. It is a couple days before Christmas, and I want to remind everybody that if you're watching on YouTube to like and subscribe, and then you'll get alerted every time I post a new video. If you're watching on Facebook Live, thank you. Thank you for spending a couple days before Christmas taking time away from wrapping presents or scrambling to get all the things done you need to get done for the holiday, or work before you start taking time off for the holiday and spending it here. It's always valuable, I'd like to think. So the topic of the week is credit reports. The beginning of the year, I get a lot of calls about a lot of different financial things. One is, do you do wills? Another thing is, this is the year I want to work on my credit, or this is the year I want to fix my money problems. So a credit report is a really good place to start. You can get free credit reports every year from annualcreditreport.com. There are other places that offer no charge credit reports, but you usually have to put in your credit card. But annualcreditreport.com is the place to go, set up by the credit bureaus, mandated by the government, that the credit bureaus provide everybody a free credit report every year from each of the three major credit bureaus. And I want to quiz you here. What are they? Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. Okay, and you go to annualcreditreport.com and you can get those reports. You don't have to get all three at one time. You could spread them out. You could get one now from Equifax. You can get one from Experian. You can get in 4 months. You can get one from TransUnion in 4 months. So if you're working on your credit, you don't want to pay for credit reports. Those generally have the same amount of information on them. And so if you change things throughout the year as you work on your credit, you can get a credit report spread out throughout the year. You have to pay for your score. So if you go there, annualcreditreport.com, you have to pay for your score. I don't care about scores personally. People contact me throughout the year and they say, I want to work on my credit. My score is this. And it's like, well, your score is just an indication of what's on your credit currently. So to me, that could mean a lot of things. A low score could mean you don't have a lot of credit. You don't have a history at all. You're younger, or you've never used a lot of credit, or you closed a lot of accounts a long time ago, so you just aren't really showing up on the credit score radar. So I don't think a score is really indicative of much as far as whether or not you'll pay your bills. Sometimes a low credit score could be the result of a lot of bumps in the road in your life. Like I can tell by looking at a credit report when something went wrong, when the family member or the person in your household lost their job, when someone passed away, when you got divorced. That stuff will show up as all of a sudden maybe you paid everything on time your whole life, and then all of a sudden everything started to go late. So something happened at that point. That's all it is. So your credit report, your credit score is just an indicator of what's going on in your financial life. And we don't always have a lot of control over that. But check your credit report at least once per year, and check it if you're going to make a major purchase. So if you're thinking of buying a house, if you're thinking of buying a car, don't wait until you're in the dealership, or don't wait until you've seen your dream house to check your credit. Pull your credit report at least once a year. Check for accuracy. That's what we're looking for. So a lot of people come to me and they say, I want to buy a house, or I want to do this or that. Help me with my credit. And the first thing I do is I look and I say, well, is everything accurate? Is there anything wrong on this report? Is everything yours? If you're paying on time, is that indicated on there? Are these your accounts? Are the balances accurate? And if people say, yeah, it's all accurate. I have those collections. I have that medical bill. I was late on my utilities for that period of time. If that's all correct, then there's not a lot I can do. There are things that can be done. There are credit repair companies and organizations, and they may really be helpful. They may be successful in getting some things deleted. But what I look for as an attorney looking at your credit is I look for accuracy. The other thing to look for is how many credit inquiries are showing up on your report. So if you're the type of person, every time you shop somewhere, you ask them, or they ask you, do you want our card? Do you want to get 10% off if you purchase today with our card? And you say, sure. They're going ahead and they're making a credit application on your behalf. They're sending out your social security number, your information, and they're pulling your credit, and that could hurt your score as well. So if you're the type of person that says yes at the register everywhere, you might have a problem with your credit score because of that, or you might look like a credit risk because you're constantly shopping. It looks like you're shopping for credit because you're allowing these department stores or these stores to pull your credit, and you're taking their credit card offer. So now you have a lot of open lines of credit. So you could one day go on a binge, or your wallet could get stolen or something, and you use up a lot of your available credit, and that doesn't look good either. So let's bring it back around to the end of the year. Now we're at the beginning of a year. A lot of people resolve to work on their money and their credit issues. One thing you should start with is look at your credit report. I take a look at credit reports for no charge. If you're a resident of Connecticut and there's something I can do for you, I will take a look. It might take me a couple of days to get to you, and I'll make a quick call with you to go over what I'm seeing and maybe give you a strategy or point you in the right direction. Or if you have to work with me on something, we can talk about that at that point. But take a look for accuracy. The other thing is credit reports can be confusing to read. They each are in a different format, and so you look at one and they're hard to read. So I suggest take a look, do your best, put it down. The next day, pick it up again, look again for several days until you really feel like, okay, I understand what I'm reading now. I understand what this means. Now I understand what that means. Now I remember when I looked, for cars or when I shopped for credit, that's making sense to me what those credit inquiries are. Or wait a second, that's not my birthday. That's not how you spell my name. I've never lived there. That's not my social security number. Now you know you have a problem. So take a pencil and circle some things that might be wrong. Feel free to reach out to me to take a look, and I can point you in the right direction on how to dispute inaccurate items on your credit. All right, thanks again for listening to the Monday Mortgage Minute. Like and subscribe, tell your friends, tune in every Monday at 12:05 p.m., and we'll see you next week. Thanks.